Welcome to KSP. My name is Nathan Nifong, and today I'm going to be doing John FX's Duna on the Cheap challenge. This is my entry. It's the Light Pulse 4. First stage is atmospheric air-breathing engines. Second stage is an ion drive, and the lander is a little liquid-fueled Kerbal lander with a seat. And this is also going to function as the re-entry capsule. It's really tricky to fly, so let's try it out. To get to orbit, you really have to thread a needle. You have to get up to about 25,000 meters, 25,000 kilometer altitude. You have to get going fast enough to get your apoapsis way out of the atmosphere. And if you ascend too fast, then you'll run out of intake air before you're going fast enough, and you'll have to dive back down. It usually doesn't work. If you ascend too slowly, you'll waste all your fuel trudging through the thick atmosphere down at 20,000 meters. So since this thing doesn't pitch very fast, and it's not even efficient to do that anyway, it's really tricky to thread that needle. So I'm going to show you my attempt. I'm just watching three numbers here: my altitude, my intake air, and my speed. 8,000, I'm going to start pitching over. I want to, my intake air, I know it's going to start disappearing now. Okay, it's disappearing quick. But before it starts getting down, I want to pitch all the way. Oh, I'm going too fast. I'm going up too fast. I'm just holding down the pitch key, pitching over, but I am pitching too fast. So if I can pitch this thing over fast enough, I'll be able to not run out of intake air. Just set the ASAS at the horizon and hope that intake air drops to 14 and stays there. We're going up too fast, damn it. Alright, I'm going to pitch like this, try and arrest that upward momentum a little bit. 27, oh, we're going up too fast. 19, intake air. Alright, 18 intake air. This is good, but we're too high. I'm having to throttle down here because I'm going to run out of intake air long before I've run out of fuel. But we are going very fast, so we might have made it. Just gonna hold the throttle below the burnout point here, and try to get up to like 23,000 mph without running out of fuel, or air, or anything. Very tricky. 10, so about 7 is my halfway point. If I had 7 intake air, I could hold the throttle halfway, but I have 9. So holding it here. See, we're getting closer and closer to being able to get to orbit. I know 23,000 would be nice for 30,000 kilometers up. 7's my halfway point, so my throttle's kind of relatively safe right now. Maybe I'll drop it a tad more, go to map view, and check out my 6 air. Check that out. Okay, 78 is outside the atmosphere, but we're just going to keep holding this throttle and nursing it down, keeping it below the burnout point, because if I let go of it, I'm still deep in the atmosphere and the drag is just going to steal all my velocity. So I want to hold on to this throttle setting just to counteract that drag. And I don't care how high out of the atmosphere that gets. I just want to get as high as possible, because once I run out of intake air, drag will take over and I'll start slowing down. So this is the only way to get to orbit without using liquid fuel. Gotta thread this crazy needle. Very tricky. So you can see I have a 0.2 intake air out of 14. This is like my idea of 2 out of 14 as a fraction of my full throttle. But I'm going to slowly just take that down, and I know that yep. Okay. So those are still running. I have 0.1 intake air, but if I look at them, they're each producing about 3 kilonewtons of thrust each, which is enough. That's more than I can make with the ion drive. The ion drive can produce 2.5, but these are producing, well, 2.5 each, so a total of 5, or twice as much. I won't get rid of this stage until it totally stops working. So, and the sun's up, so now I can use, that's why I launched a couple hours before sunrise, because my panels are designed for Alright, that's enough of that at that stage. My panels are designed for burning at dusk and dawn. Because the Duna injection burn occurs at dusk, and I'm going to have to make several cycles to complete that burn, so the panels have to be pointed this way, which means sunrise is a good time to complete my orbit. That is well outside the atmosphere. What does it look like if I don't use the engine? It drops somewhat slowly, so let's just turn on enough ion engine to keep it from changing. There we go. So we know there's our stage back there. For some reason the engines are still on that thing, even like hit X. So this is our stage. This thing is going to take us to Duna. This guy's going to ride in his jet suit the whole time. Oh, he's happy. How about that? What kind of Kerbal do we have here? Oh, good. He's a Jebediah. He's got lots of courage and lots of stupidity. What a great guy. What's his name? Didn't look. Edemone Kerman. Edmund Kerman, but it looks more like edamame to me. Like an edamame seed or something. Beans. 97. That's looking really good to me. So I don't actually need my ion engine anymore. That was the perfect descent. That got me outside of the atmosphere. Pretty much didn't need to use the ion engine much. But, you know, pitching a few seconds earlier or pitching a few seconds later and not holding that pitch key all the way, I would have only got my apoapsis up to 40,000 kilometers. But by just getting that, threading that needle, it's all the way up to 96. So, and I believe it's possible. I've seen it before and get it like way up here. You know, I think you can get it to 200. You just have to be really lucky, or have some kind of sensor that tells you, you know, or some kind of formula that's taking these three numbers and combining them and giving you a balance value to minimize. If you had figured out that function for any given craft, and you just had a meter to watch, you keep a needle in the center of the meter, then it'd be pretty easy, I guess. But I don't know what that formula is, and I'm just watching three numbers and trying to guess. So that's why it's so hard. But anyway, here we are in orbit. I'm going to circularize this burn, and I'll get back to you when it's time to do the Duna injection. Okay, the orbit's circularized, and we're getting ready to go to Duna. You can see I'm a little late here, so it's going to cost me 1,098 meters per second instead of 1,050, like usual. But we're going to get there anyway. And I'm going to see how many passes it's going to take with this slightly lighter variant of the craft. You can see that the burn point is at dusk, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and align myself with it, and then I'm just going to delete the maneuver node. I know that my craft is aligned properly. I don't know, maybe I'll leave it up there. I know that my craft is aligned properly, and I'm going to have to go around a bunch of times, but basically I lock my position here, and when I am 20, 30 degrees from the horizon, I turn on the engine, and I leave it on until the sun sets and it runs out of energy. So that's how we're going to do this, and I just repeat over and over and over again until we've escaped Kerbin, and then I can just leave it on because I don't have to go around Kerbin anymore. Don't have to. The sun never sets if you're not orbiting a planet, so unless some random thing passes in front of it and eclipses it, that's not going to happen. I don't know, maybe the moon, but it won't be a problem. So we can just leave that on, basically full throttle, thanks to the fact that our solar panels are connected or aligned in this way, and the sun's going to be up pretty much always behind us when we're doing these burns. I turn P-warp all the way up, and we just do that till it sets pretty much. I might start these burns a tad earlier because that wasn't much time. The sun's already set, look at that. So we just turn that off while ship is throttled up. Okay, fine, we go around again. So that didn't alter our orbit much, but we go around a bunch of times, and I'll get back to you after we have gotten this on a hyperbolic trajectory. Finally. Wow. It took about 8 orbits, I think. I wasn't counting, but it had to be at least 8. I made some tea, made some noodles. Luckily, you can kind of ignore it, you know? You just set the thing's attitude, and you turn the throttle up, you turn P-warp up, and then you go away. And it turns itself off automatically because the sun goes down, and the engines turn off. But here we are, about time. The sun is going to set on, it's going to run out of power. The sun's going to set on this thing, but now I don't have to go around Kerbin again. I can just come out the other side and start finishing my burn. So let's do that. Let's set our node here on the sunny side of Kerbin. I don't really know where it needs to be, so what I'm going to actually do is just warp up there and wait for the sun to come up. So there it is. Alright, so that's the location. 36 seconds. I need more time to fiddle with it. There, a minute and a half should be good. Okay. So, we just, it's probably just a plain old prograde burn like that. And get Duna in our sights. Duna. Okay. So that is our burn. Luckily we have the sun on our side. Oh, I don't like this angle. I'm not going to get a ton of power out of this, but it's not a terrible angle. Oh, wait, you know what? Ha ha ha! Those aren't shaded too much. Why didn't I think of that earlier? Could that have saved me some power before? I don't know. What do you know? So yeah, that gets me a little bit more power, I think. Let's turn up the throttle to full. Let's fix this roll. I know you can hear me smacking my keyboard. It doesn't look like I'm doing much, but there we go. It rolls really slow. So this is kind of shaded, but it says it has direct sunlight because it's just the center. It just points out. There's a 0.1 meter in front of this thing that just looks directly at the sun, and luckily it's grazing past the edge of that other solar panel. So I can just turn physics warp up here and wait for this number to go down, and I'll see you. Alright, I'm back. We've got our encounter there. Now let's warp up there, do some various course corrections, and be on our way to Duna. I expended roughly 3/4 of the xenon gas. I'm a little worried about that, I'll admit. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, the craft will get lighter. The return trip doesn't have to push this full stack of liquid fuel. These, whatever they are, 50 units of liquid fuel and 61 units of oxidizer. We won't have to push those on the way home, so we should be good. And even though this is a screwy looking craft, we're going to aero brake in Duna's atmosphere, right? I mean, I'm going to take every chance I can get to save a little fuel. I'm going to watch this thing. I've been studying these encounter things, and let's see. Sometimes they screw you over, but sometimes you get lucky. So 17 million. We're going to cross this at a medium sort of warp. Maybe this warp. Maybe that one. Okay. And then we're going to look at our periapsis in Duna. 18 million. So we didn't get lucky on that one, but I've been trying to figure out how to reverse engineer those to give you errors in your favor. I think it just comes down to what side of the planet you're going to enter on. And for going to Duna, it almost never works. But here we go. I'm going to just plan a little bit of a course correction, like there-ish. And we will go ahead and stop at it. Close enough. Okay. Let's see how much we can fix our periapsis this far out. 18 million. So 31 million. Whoa, okay. Let's try this way. 9 million. 6 million. That's still 6 million. Okay, what now? 28 million. Oh, there it was. There's Duna right there. 2. Ike. Ah, all right, fine. Well, I know I'm pretty much on a collision course, so let's find the node. I think it's mostly prograde and up, but I can't remember. Oh no, here it is. It's the 180 direction. Am I controlling from the right device? Oh, you're right. Never mind. It was south. You're right. you guys are right. You knew the whole time, didn't you? It was south. And which can we roll in such a way that we... Nah, not really. Alright, I'm just going to slowly roll around and see if I can't... Oh, I don't even need that much... Oh, it's only like a couple of meters per second. I should have even looked. I can do that all on battery power. Pretty cool. Okay. That's our course correction done. Let's go to Duna. We're on our way. Ike. I don't want to hit Ike. It cost a fortune to avoid Ike. But we'll see. The idea here is to get into a 60-kilometer orbit, maybe 61, because I can actually warp relatively fast at 60 kilometers, but all of a sudden below 60 you can't warp very fast, and docking below 60 would be a pain. So 60 it is. But we are going to aerobrake in Duna's atmosphere at roughly 13 kilometers from the surface. And we're going to see if we can, by aerobraking in the atmosphere, we're going to see if we can get our orbit just right. So, Ike. I do not want to hit Ike. Let's try to fix this. I'm not actually going to use a maneuver node just because I'll have to fuck with my camera to place one. So, I don't know, maybe I can. Nah, not really. Okay. I am just going to burn this way. Watch this go down. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. That'll do. That was towards the sun, by the way, the direction I was burning. Orange. And the other side's blue. It's cold. Here we go. I do not want to do this SOI transition at anything more than real physics warp, because I feel like I've got my periapsis just where I want it, and any deviation will probably screw it up. So it's not just like a 50-50 like it would be when you're far out. So I want to hit this in physics warp. And I don't want to just warp back up right away, because that'll actually sometimes pop me back into solar space. And that would really, I'd have to I'd end up going through the SOI transition twice more at a relatively high warp, introducing a ton of error. How did I end up on that side? Shit. That is the wrong side. Oh well. Let's spin around and fix it. That is the wrong fucking side. Oh, which way do I want to even spin? I think it's this way, I think. Just turn up physics warp so I can maneuver more easily. You know what? This is a relatively complicated burn. Let's set a maneuver node. Oh great, we can't. Never mind. It won't let me. Oh, there's one. Okay. So, can I put... broken maneuver nodes. Okay. Well, we don't need maneuver nodes anyway. I know it's 90. I kind of want to land on a mountain, but, you know, it's too hard to control. So we're going to do it like this. Just going to burn that way. Turn up my physics warp. Okay, here comes the periaps. Outside of the atmosphere, I think I'm going for 13, maybe 14. 13's probably safe. But I am going to quick save just because it's impossible to predict these. I might do it again, but I really think 13 or 14 is going to be fine. So let's do 12. Yep, there's 13. Turn SAS off, turn that on. 12. Yep, 13 was too high. I was chit-chatting and I almost didn't notice. There we go, 12. So, where's Duna? Oh, I'm in physics warp. Okay, I was in physics warp just for maneuvering. Even though there's only a lot, like a tiny probe core on there, it can roll the whole ship around without wasting any fuel if you just turn physics warp up. Or P-warp, as I sometimes call it. Sounds kind of science fiction-y. P-warp. Whatever the hell that means. Phlebotinum warp. Alright. It's going to screw with my view because I quick loaded. Let's put it on free just so it doesn't mess with me in the middle of something important. So, let's get down closer to the atmosphere. Fold these suckers in. Let's point that away. Oh man, what are we controlling from here? Control from that thing. Oh, it's still controlled from the right thing. That quick saved, I think. That state was saved. That makes me happy. Now, if only they could let us save maneuver nodes. Okay, let's give this another shot, shall we? At 12,000. You never know. It's always like a 10 or 11 or 12 or 13, but it depends on the craft. So, I'm banking on this being a bit better. We're decelerating here. Kind of slowing down a bit. Not enough at all. 14,000. Oh, no, it's enough. Okay, cool. Nice. We won't hit Ike either. Good, 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 good. Okay. Got my aero braking down pat. I knew it was 12 the whole time. No, I didn't. I was saying 13 or 14. 14 would have been way off. But anyway, we got it. Thanks to that imaginary simulation that our Kerbal ran. Thank you, Ed Monet, for having the foresight to simulate your aero braking. That's in a nice safe orbit. So now, let's prepare for the descent. Oh, right. I wanted to undock on the sunny side. Let's do that. Oh, no, no, no. Space Center. Let's reload the flight and see if it fixes the Kerbal's orientation. Maybe. We'll get lucky. Light pulse 4. Come on. Fix that dude. Yes, he's fixed. Okay. So I'm going to temporarily retract the panels just so that I don't bump into them. Alright. We're going to turn on that. Decouple. Okay. Oh, that is the wrong direction. Let's control from this thing. That's what it's there for. And for docking, obviously. Cool. Now we're safely away from that thing. This thing can open its panels back up. And I'm going to go ahead and just point them at the sun just in case, you know, I don't want it like dying on me. Come on, spin. Whew, this thing spins real slow. There we go. So it's gonna kind of remain pointed at the sun like that. And we can switch to the other one. So here's our little Kerbal guy, and he has a maneuver right there, and it goes like this: 20,000, 12,000, 9,000, 12. I want 10, 11, 10. Okay, well that was really more like 11. Okay, there's 10. Let's actually slide this over here. There we go. That should land us on the mountain, I hope. Okay. Here we go. And we're going to warp up to that maneuver, and then the Kerbal lander is going to do its thing. Okay. So he has to spin using RCS because there's no parts on this craft that can torque it other than RCS. So we have to watch our fuel, but there's plenty of it. So it's probably too much. It's probably kind of heavy. Maybe I should have just burned off half of it before the mission started, but I don't know. Maybe we'll need it. Maybe we won't. Our whole, you know, the lander is just now coming into service, so let's activate it like this. Damn it! You are kidding me. That opened the damn chute. I knew I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Damn, the chute opened. Can't believe that. Can you fix the chute? No, you can't. Bored. Alright, well, it's just going to open in the atmosphere, and that's okay. But as long as we slow down before it opens, as long as we slow down to like 200 meters per second before it opens, the only nice thing about not having it open until I want to is that the atmosphere might actually slow me down to 200 meters per second on its own before, and then I could open the parachute earlier. But it probably wouldn't hurt to just let it open when it opens. So let's figure out which direction we're supposed to point. Retrograde. It's late now. I meant to do this earlier. Now I'm going to probably land in that hole. I don't know, maybe landing in that hole would be okay. Give me some extra atmosphere to fly through. So, let's do this. Here we go. I just realized my last quick save. Oh no, my last quick save's in orbit. It's a safe place. So here we go. We're going to warp around the planet, and we're going to do this awesome descent, and our damn parachute's going to open. That's okay. Be cool if you could get the first person view here. I want to look out through the Kerbal's helmet and see what it looks like in this machine. Let's get his little chair there. I love this. They did a great job on these little IVA suits and tubes and chairs and stuff. It kind of, you know, look at it. It braces his helmet just right. I mean, since they have the Kerbal model, they can design a chair that fits him perfectly. I mean, the next best thing that anyone's ever done was Cardboard Box Processor, who I think just laboriously tried it over and over and over and over and over until he got something that fit. But he had to test it in the game, you know, because Squad didn't give anybody a model of the Kerbals. He had to just figure it out. Probably could create some different reference objects and walk the Kerbal up next to them to measure them, you know, and get their proportions. But be a hell of a lot nicer if Squad would just, you know, give out some various documentation and packages and stuff. But you know, I guess that's extra work for them. They don't want to deal with. Modders can fend for themselves. They fend for themselves, and they do a pretty good job anyway. So it's perfectly fine. I shouldn't complain. I don't ever make anything. So, or at least not anymore. Just come up with ideas and then disregard them. I kind of want it to be pointed this way just because it would look right, but I don't know if it's actually aerodynamically the direction it's going to point. We'll see. Here we go. He's thrilled. This is good news. The parachute's right here, and it's gonna open, but it won't fully open until we're down near the surface. And I'll just have to I know about when that happens, and I'll just have to make sure we're going slower than like 220 meters per second before that thing opens completely, or it'll just tear this thing to bits. And 220 really more than like 180 because I've got these 4 struts connecting it to the heavy part, the fuel tank. But still, 200 and something's about the maximum it can take when it opens. Otherwise, we'll hit 20, 30 Gs and it'll just tear this thing to pieces. But you can kind of see we're just coasting through the upper atmosphere here. We're well clear of that. Shit, I might land in that hole. Nope, I'm gonna hit this mountain. Cool. That's kind of good news, I think. I think maybe my parachute will open, maybe. And maybe I won't crash. You're not seeing any flames here because of the trajectory, you know, it's just skimming the atmosphere lightly enough that we're just bleeding off velocity here, nice and slow. And, oh, there's the parachute. Let's do the rest of this at regular warp, shall we? Let's see how the Kerbal's feeling. Thrilled, still. We have a Jebediah in our hands. So, 500 meters per second. That parachute's gonna open real soon. Let's bleed off this velocity. Ah, my fuel! My fuel! It's a good thing this has tons of RCS. That'll do. Okay. See, now when it opens, boom, we survived. Took a lot of fuel to do that, though. That's probably because I landed on this high hill. But maybe I'll make up for it by the fact that my elevation's so high. Oh, I thought I was going to land in a rock. My elevation's so high, maybe it won't take so much to get back to orbit, you know? And touchdown. We made it. Quick save. Alright, Kerbal made it to the surface. He's got maybe 4/5 of his fuel, which is enough to get on a suborbital trajectory and then use the rest of the RCS in this thing to dock with the other guy. So let's get out and explore the surface. Leave seat. He hopped up there. I guess that was like the next safest place for him to spawn. Cool. Let's go that way. Shall we? I rather like that idea a bit better. The G key was not working. See, that's better. That's more in the direction I was kind of hoping for. I know I screwed it up the first time and the second time, but forgive me. Okay, this is looking good to me. Woo! There we go. Even got some fuel left because I did such a vertical trajectory. Okay, there's my circularization vector. And let's find it, wherever the hell it may be pointing. Yep, there it is. Okay. And it is estimated to be a 15-second burn, but we're not going to probably have enough fuel to do it all with liquid fuel. Or maybe we will, I don't know. We might have to do some monopropellant, so I'll just start it a tad early. Yeah, I don't know. I can't eyeball it. Yeah, there's the fuel. There, it ran out. Okay. We'll just use our... Oh, don't mess with my view. Sorry about that. It was fucking around with my view because I quick saved and loaded and I didn't set my view manually. Cool. So we're in orbit. Now we have to rendezvous with that thing. Okay, so let's get our RCS out. Cancel that velocity there. There we go. It's all gone. So I'm going to jump over to the light pulse here, fold in the solar panels so I don't crash into them. Where the derp is that other ship? There it is. It's always a good way to find out where things are and to make dialogues hold still. Zoom out. Okay. So let's turn off SAS and let's spin around and point at that thing. We're just going to slow down a bit here. Well, what is this nonsense? Wrong way. Go this way. Go this way. Bam. Okay, well, there we go. Let's just do this. Oh, come on. Come on. Just stick. There it went. Okay. We did it. We're back in orbit. We still have a little bit of monopropellant, a little bit of xenon gas. Oh, the sunset. And we're going to use some of that monopropellant in our escape burn to just eat it all up and make the craft lighter. I'm sure it doesn't weigh much, but let's see how much our craft weighs. It's 3.68 tons right now. Go to Kerbin! Okay, that is going off in the wrong direction. Let me fix that. Let's see, what the hell's wrong here? Kerbin is nowhere near where I need to be. Ouch. Look at that. 100 extra meters per second just to hit Kerbin because I waited too long. Okay. Well, that's not horrible. We can deal with that. I'm just gonna have to go around a bunch of times. Okay. Where is this node? There it is. Let's go around to the sunny side. That wasn't so hard. I just hope we have enough xenon gas to get home. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Okay, that's good enough. So, which roll setting gets us the most sunlight? The sun is over there. I guess I could have figured that out, huh? Whatever allows the panels to rotate towards where they need to point. Alright, that's enough fiddling. Let's just let that thing burn. Okay, now Duna is less massive, so this should be a tad easier. But the problem is Ike. Once you start getting onto... I mean, good thing we're burning on the sunny side, but if our apoapsis gets to about here and it looks like Ike's going to screw around with it, if it doesn't look favorable and it doesn't eject me going that way, which it probably won't because I'm already going that way, and any deviations from that would be bad. If it doesn't eject me going in the right direction, then pretty much I'll have to eat fuel and go around it. So let's hope that doesn't happen, but I'm going to go around a few times and hopefully not run out of xenon, and I'll see you on the flip side. Okay, everybody, we are rapidly running out of xenon if you're watching this number, but we still have this much delta V to go. So the new plan is to, that's right, ditch this thing and try to get there with RCS. And there it went. It's out of xenon. So I don't think I've got 361 meters per second in this machine here, but I am going to try. Oh no, we're never going to make it. Damn. Alright, I guess the Kerbal's going to have to get out and try to EVA home. Then he won't have a re-entry pod. He'll probably hit the ground. Oh, bummer. Maybe I can get him to push the pod with him. Maybe he'll make it home if he gets out and pushes the pod. But that is going to be extremely hard to... it's going to be real freaking hard to get my trajectory right if I do that. Too bad I can't refill the thing from his suit. Yeah, okay. We still have to do 131 meters per second. And it's not even easy to determine which direction it is. But it's basically, it's up and 90. Quit screwing with my view. So, can we push this craft? Can we push it? Do you think we can? Or should we just go on our own? Ah, that's never gonna work. Never gonna work. Oh man. Is it this way? Or is it that? Oh, there's the scar and the dot, and it's in the direction of the dot. I'm never going to get an encounter without maneuver nodes. No! Oh man, this is going to be hard. So there's a heavy star there, and a little one, and opposite. Okay. There's the heavy one. There's the galaxy. There's the little one. Which one was it that I wanted to burn at? Okay, I think I want to go that way. So, uh-oh. He's unresponsive. Oh, shit. Did he die? Hold on. Let me reload him. They don't die. They just suffered software errors. Okay, yeah, see, he's still alive. Alright. So I think I want to go this way. And a little bit that way. A little bit that way. And now let's check our trajectory. 68 million. Alright, so this guy will make it home. You know what, we'll probably get him there, and then we won't have the RCS fuel to get him inside whatever ship tries to rescue him, if any. Is there anything I can design for him to land on, like a trampoline or something? Probably not. It's probably nothing a Kerbal can hit at 100 miles an hour and survive. Then again, I have seen them bounce before, but I think they fixed that. But my Kerbal's not going to survive, which means I'm going to fail John FX's challenge, but don't care that much. Sorry, John. All you get is a video. Oh man, we're gonna burn up. Okay. Where's the planet? Here we go. I'm not gonna rescue them either. He's thrilled. Oh, I'm gonna land in the desert. Yep. Gonna land in the desert. Man, we're hauling ass. I don't know how fast we're going, but it's blazingly fast. Don't waste your RCS fuel. You might need it. He's gonna die. Okay, but maybe he'll hit the ground. And he'll bounce. Woo! Roasted Kerbal. Smells like bacon. And spacesuit. Supersonic Kerbal. Really supersonic Kerbal. Oh god, slow down. Slow down, you're gonna hit the ground. Maybe if I turn on the RCS at the last minute. Bang! Puff. That was that. Thanks for watching. See you later.